Well, hi, and welcome to Story Time. I'm still trying to read some more Pete the Cat. I think he's kind of cute. And it was requested by my almost 17-year-old granddaughter. So here we go. Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues. Pete and the gang had a great day. They'd been at the beach, surf and sun, and tons of fun. They were all surfing. But when the sun went down, they didn't want the fun to end. Pete had an idea. A light bulb over his head. Hey, how about a sleepover? More time for tons of fun. Groovy. Pete's place. Let's go. And off they went. Going to Pete's for a sleepover. The party was far out, but they knew they couldn't stay up all night. The gang decided it was time to say goodnight. They were having a good time, but then they got tired, I betcha. On went the pajamas, and out went the light. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Well, they were all sleeping over. Cool. In their sleeping bags. Pete was just about to catch some Z's when... Clap, clap, clap. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Grumpy Toad. I don't want to go to bed. I want to clap instead. Well, now that's just rude. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Time to sleep. It's time to sleep. Pete tried again to catch some Z's when rat-a-tat-tat. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Gus the platypus. I don't want to go to bed. I want to jam instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Time to sleep. That silly platypus playing the drums. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete closed his eyes to catch some Z's when he heard... Uh-oh. Munch, munch, munch. Pete had a hunch. It was Alligator. He was always up for eating. What could Pete do? He's having a pizza. All the clapping, rat-a-tat-tatting, and munching was giving him the bedtime blues. Pete had a groovy idea. Groovy. He got out his favorite bedtime story and started to read. First to himself, and then to the gang. He's reading them a bedtime story, just like I do for you guys. Pete noticed it was finally quiet. No more clapping, no more rat-a-tat-tatting, and no more munching. Oh, I think it's working. They all settled down. No one made a sound. Oh, it is working. Pete yawned and turned off the light. Good night. Sleep tight. Time to catch some Z's. Oh, that Pete, he's a smart guy. Tomorrow was another day for surfing, sun, and tons of fun. They're going to do it all over again. Oh, that Pete the cat. That was cute, and I'm glad that he reads bedtime stories because they're very important. Got them all settled down.